South Arkansas, this is 10 at 10 on Region 10. All the news you want in 10 minutes, plus much more with Jacqueline Greggs and Brian Grenrud, Tom Pearson's weather, and Bo Bayman's sports.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. In the news, there's a push to make the IRS more taxpayer-friendly.
And Region 10 has the Teacher of the Year.
Increasing clouds tomorrow with a chance of storms by tomorrow night.
And Coach Rob is back on the practice field.
But first on 10 at 10, workers at a big Region 10 auto plant make a big announcement, and this comes 1 month after the plant announced its plans to sell.
Auto workers at the Delphi plant in Monroe say they want to strike. Earlier today, employees told Region 10 News they were unhappy about the way they were being treated. Safety conditions and management's use of outside labor are some of their main concerns. 76% of the 616 employees who voted wanted to strike. 26% said no. Union leaders say the count speaks for itself.
The outcome will suggest to me that the majority of the employees of which we represent are displeased with the conditions and the violation of the agreement.
Jackson also adds it will now be up to the national union leaders to approve their decision.
Is a Region 10 police department out of control? Yesterday, we told you about the possibly illegal ticket writing policy of the Sterlington Police Department. Today, accusations of harassment come from a former Sterlington officer.
Was we can hurt you if we want to.
Doug Carter is talking about an interview he witnessed when he was a Sterlington police officer. Carter says back in July, Major Jerry Thomas of the Sterlington Police Department asked him to sit in on the questioning of a peeping Tom suspect.
He was never advised of his Miranda rights, and he proceeded to threaten in an attempt to intimidate this gentleman.
Jerry Thomas did this.
That's correct, Jerry Thomas.
Carter says Major Thomas used intimidation to try to get a confession.
They advised him they could hurt him if they wanted to. They could have hurt him in the past if they wanted to.
Hurt him physically?
Well, they never said physically. The comment was, we can hurt you if we want to.
What's even more amazing is that the Sterlington Town Hall has no record of a complaint filed against the man they were questioning.
Once this was over, they asked my opinion of the matter. And I told them I believe that they had made a very big error. About 2 hours later, my commission was pulled and I was terminated.
Carter is pursuing legal action against the town for wrongful termination, and he says there are a lot of other problems with the Sterlington Police Department. Ouachita Parish Sheriff Chuck Cook addressed some of those problems at Tuesday's town council meeting. Cook said it's illegal for the officers to tell speeders that tickets would not go on their records if they pay the fine. But apparently that's not even an issue for people who live in Sterlington.
I was told that the Sterlington Police Department takes care of Sterlington citizens. Just give warning to Sterlington citizens and write tickets to everybody else.
And Carter calls that selective law enforcement. Sterlington Police Chief Keith Thomas refused a request for an interview by Region 10 News. The claims of harassment were investigated by the Ouachita Parish Sheriff's Department, and it's now in the hands of the District Attorney.
A new Teacher of the Year is right here from Region 10. Monroe's Jefferson Junior High teacher Gustavia Evans has been named the 1998 Louisiana Teacher of the Year. Evans is a 7th and 8th grade science and honors biology teacher. She was selected from over 45,000 teachers statewide and 23 other finalists. Evan now advances to the national competition to be held in April. She was also awarded $5,000 during a ceremony.
Major changes at the Internal Revenue Service could be on the way. Today, a congressional committee began marking up a proposal to overhaul that agency. Campbell Brown reports.
Lawmakers have taken the first step in giving you, the taxpayer, new rights when dealing with the IRS. Today, the top tax writing committee in the House is putting its final touches on sweeping reforms at the troubled agency.
All these changes are designed to protect the taxpayer, and they deserve to become the law of the land.
The legislation would give you the right to sue the IRS for up to $100,000 if you're wrongly accused. It would also force the IRS to prove its case against you in court. Right now, the burden of proof rests on the taxpayer's shoulders. And it would set up an independent board of mostly private citizens to keep an eye on the agency. The measure has support from both Democrats and Republicans, but already Republicans are talking about taking these reforms a step further, abolishing the tax code and writing a new one.
The tax code's days, as it now stands, are numbered.
But IRS reforms are likely to come first. The White House, which had initially opposed the legislation, has been confronted by overwhelming public support. So the administration negotiated a few changes and is now on board.
We support this bill in its current form. At the same time, we would like to continue to work with Congress to make changes in areas that we think would make it an even better bill.
Both House and Senate leaders are predicting the IRS overhaul will win approval easily. If that happens, we could see a new Internal Revenue Service by spring of next year. Campbell Brown, NBC News, Washington.
Tom Pearson joins us now with his 10 at 10 forecast.
All right, so it looks like a cool night in store for us. Here's a look at your forecast through tomorrow. But sunrise, again, I think we'll see lots of sunshine, perhaps a cloud or two here and there, but no big deal. It doesn't look like right now. And temperatures by sunrise in the low 40s, kind of chilly. Increasing clouds throughout the day, and by late in the day, more than likely, though, it'll be tomorrow night. Could see some scattered showers and storms. Some of those could produce some locally heavy rainfall, and the threat of severe weather is certainly there. Look for high temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Here's your forecast map for tomorrow. Most of the thunderstorms, I think, will initially be in eastern parts of Texas, maybe even start way out in central Texas and then move progressively eastward. So again, look for some thunderstorms if you're going to be traveling west. If you're going to stay put, well, they'll come to you. And again, it probably will be by tomorrow night. And we'll talk more about that coming up in a couple of minutes. Stick around.
Bo Bayman is here now with 10 at 10 Sports.
Thank you, Jackie. Good news from Grambling tonight. The winningest coach in college football is up and feeling fine. Eddie Robinson was in fact back at practice this afternoon in preparation for the Jackson State Tigers. Robinson was on the field from 3:30 until about 8 o'clock tonight. So the coach is back and ready for Saturday, and that, of course, is good news. Coming up in just a smidge, we'll recap what you just saw right here on Region 10 NBC, Game 4 of the World Series, and meet a Region 10 youth excelling at some football skills.
Coming up next, we have a follow-up on that train fatality that killed 2 little girls.
And our nation's leader is calling on businesses to help in the fight against pollution. But he's not getting the support of everyone.
Plus, find out how some gas stations are making the wait a little bit easier and entertaining.
Region 10 News is brought to you by Glenwood Regional Medical Center.
These are the faces of Glenwood, people who dedicate their life's work to providing exceptional family health care. Each performs an important role, as individual as the faces you see. Together, they are the Glenwood family of caregivers. Through combined knowledge, dedication, and compassion, Glenwood stands proudly behind its mission to provide quality service to all. Glenwood Regional Medical Center. Healthcare for life.
The time is now. Every Ivan Smith Furniture location in Louisiana, Texas, and Arkansas is the place. It's Ivan Smith's in-store warehouse sale. Save 30 to 60% off all furniture in stock. We've restocked all display floors, and everything is marked down. Save 30 to 60% off all furniture in stock. Pay nothing until '98. No payments, no interest till next year. That's Ivan Smith Furniture's in-store warehouse sale at all Ivan Smith Furniture locations everywhere.
With the name Lincoln Town Car comes lofty expectations. One expects a roomy, comfortable interior, countless luxury amenities, and a smooth, quiet ride. But there is one thing you may not have expected. $5,000 cash back. Now, Lincoln Town Car meets your luxury expectations while exceeding your economic expectations. But as you might have expected, $5,000 cash back on Town Car won't last long. So see your Lincoln dealer today.
Even though Dodge Ram is the bright red gold standard of pickup trucks, we're always improving things. We've made our available Magnum V8s even more powerful. We've improved the already world-class interior. In all, we've made 130 improvements to the Ram lineup since introduction, including this one, our new flow-through ventilation system. New Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
Closed captioning is a public service of Region 10 News and St. Francis Medical Center.
Some neighbors are calling for a fence around the area where 2 little girls were killed by a train yesterday.
They wandered from a home while their mother was asleep. Now authorities are trying to determine if it was an accident or negligence. Tracy Potts reports now.
Neighbors have created a shrine at the spot where 3-year-old Alexis and 2-year-old Desiree were killed. With flowers, toys, and candles, they remember the little girls who died when the 450-ton commuter train hit them at 45 miles an hour.
I can't believe they were out here, though, you know? Just can't believe that.
This woman says she rushed home from work when she heard what happened, only to find that the 2 little girls she heard about were her own grandchildren. Police say their mother, 21-year-old Jackie Robles, was in this apartment asleep when the girls wandered away.
She never let them go out the gate. She'd always watched them.
Officers charged her with child endangerment and took her 2-month-old son into protective custody.
The lesson is to watch your children. Make sure that you know where they are at all times.
Neighbors say too many people have wandered across these tracks with deadly consequences. Just a few weeks ago, 2 joggers wearing headphones were killed.
There should be some type of fence right here.
It's a tragedy not only for this community, but for the engineer, a father himself, who says he saw the little girls but couldn't stop. With the push for better security here, residents now hope their anguish turns into action. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Los Angeles.
The mother was taken to a detention center and she's due to be arraigned tomorrow.
Well, I know some people will be tempted to turn that heater on tonight.
Probably.
Yeah, but I tell you what, we had a good time out there today.
Smackover. We did in Smackover.
A lot of people.
Yeah, including the band again and all the cheerleaders. I think everyone's trying to keep up with Strong, folks in Strong.
It's tough to do, but Smackover had a good showing.
They did. Yep. They did. It was impressive. We had a good time. Indeed.
Let's get to the weather.
And we can do that. And it's clear skies right now and kind of cool. These are the 10 o'clock readings. The 11 o'clock readings not quite in just yet, but clear skies, 48 degrees in the Twin Cities. No wind. Pressure holding steady at 30.15. In fact, the current temperature is the low temperature for the day, 48. Only made it up to 65 today in the wake of the cool front that moved through yesterday afternoon. Brought along some severe weather here and there across the area. 49 and 77 are the normals, 36, 94 the record. Currently, or at least as of 10 o'clock, 45 already at El Dorado, 48 at Camden, 47 across it, and it looks like a pair of 50s for the relative warm spots at Bastrop and Farmerville. And temperatures should continue to fall throughout the evening hours with clear skies, no wind, and reasonably low dew point temperatures. So again, that makes for some pretty good radiational cooling, and by morning I think we'll all be in the low 40s. On the satellite picture, all eyes, at least in the Southland, watching this upper level low spinning around through the Four Corners. That will begin to eject out of the southern Rockies a little bit later on tonight, move into the plains. Could see some strong to possibly severe storms begin to develop across parts of maybe Oklahoma down into Texas. And then all that will likely just keep on moving towards the east. And by, say, this time tomorrow, probably by this time tomorrow, we'll see some strong to possibly severe storms around here. The severe part a little bit in question, but certainly the potential is there. And it looks like the low clouds may be already beginning to move up through eastern parts of Texas in response to this upper air low. And it looks like a little bit later on the weekend, we may see another pretty strong cool front move through as well. So kind of a roller coaster ride as far as the type of weather we're going to have, and also on our temperatures as well. For instance, tonight, it'll be quiet, but it'll be cool with calm winds, clear skies, overnight lows once again falling into the low 40s, I think, for most of us by morning. Some sunshine, I think, to start with, maybe a couple of low clouds forming towards morning as well, but overall, I'm going to call it mostly sunny to sunny, and then some increasing clouds as the day goes on, as that big storm system out to the west approaches, and we'll see the winds come around to the east, southeast at about 5 to 15 miles per hour, and by late afternoon, could see some thunderstorms, but they'll likely develop first or move in from the west. And then just kind of move eastward across the area. Here's a look at your high temperature forecast for tomorrow. 38 in International Falls, and again a little cooler through the mountains, of course. Some mountain snows there. 51 in Chicago, 67 for Kansas City. The front that came through here yesterday made it all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, but will begin to lift pretty rapidly back to the north and to the northeast in response to that upper air low. And that may also give us a chance for some scattered showers and storms as that little rascal approaches as well. But the main thing will be that upper air low that begins to move out into the south central plains, and that will provide most of the lift and the instability and the fuel for the fire, so to speak. But again, look for the storms, I think, initially to break out in parts of central or maybe central parts of Oklahoma, central parts of Texas, and then move progressively eastward through the afternoon and evening hours, maybe even into early parts of Friday. High temperatures tomorrow as the winds come around to the south and low-level jet stream begins to set up. We'll see high temperatures, I think, in the mid-70s. Probably the same on Friday, possibly even a little warmer on Friday than I have indicated there. But look at the overnight lows. The difference from tomorrow morning to Friday morning as the south winds really kick in, the cloud cover moves in. But then another front comes through. It looks like probably late Saturday or during the day on Saturday, and that'll knock our temperatures down again for parts of Saturday as well as Sunday. And Monday morning's low back down to 38. So again, roller coaster ride on temperatures, especially the overnight lows.
Okay. Thanks, Tom. President Clinton today called on the world's major economic powers to reduce their global warming pollution over the next 10 to 15 years.
But as Sandy Gilmore reports, the president was immediately criticized by some for doing too much and some for doing too little.
The president proposed that the world's industrialized countries reduce global warming pollution back to 1990 levels sometime between 10 and 15 years from now.
The problem is real, and if we do not change our course now, the consequences sooner or later will be destructive for America and for the world.
The president said he believes scientific warnings that increases in burning fuels like coal and oil will produce within a young person's lifetime a global catastrophe, severe storms, massive flooding, agricultural disaster, as the Earth's atmosphere heats up like a greenhouse and polar ice caps melt. With the U.S. contributing 25% of the world's greenhouse gases, the president also called for billions of dollars in domestic tax breaks and other incentives to get American industry to begin cutting back pollution right away. Clinton's modest proposals were a major retreat from his earlier stands calling for deeper pollution cuts and angered Europeans who want tougher standards. And Clinton made no demands on developing countries like China. Here at home, environmentalists wanted more specific goals.
Merely putting GM and Exxon on an honor system to reduce global warming pollution won't protect our kids.
But industry believes the global warming threat is overblown, the proposals unneeded.
Well, higher energy prices are going to force costs up, and they're going to force people out of the job market.
Clinton's proposals now will be taken up in current negotiations over the global warming treaty. In Washington, Sandy Gilmore, Region 10 News.
Coming up next in sports, the Northeast Indians are adding a little extra cayenne pepper to the gumbo they have in store for the Raging Cajuns.
I thought that was the stew. Well,
Gumbo.
What did you do at age 11? We'll show you a youngster who may make the NFL someday. Bo's in next.
You'd love to have a new Honda four-wheeler, but it's so far off you just can't see it. I'm Richie McKinney from McKinney Honda in Ruston with a very special offer. Get a pair of Steiner hunting binoculars valued at $839 free with the purchase of a Honda 300 two-wheel drive, 300 four-wheel drive, or 400 Foreman. Right now you can hunt on the Honda 300 for just $89 a month and get a pair of these Steiner binoculars free. With this fantastic offer from McKinney's in Ruston, your vision of owning a new Honda four-wheeler is now in focus.
I am the epitome of the bull in the china cabinet. You know, I got to have a tough truck, and Chevy's tough enough for me because that's what I need.
Off-road, on-road, heavy load, I don't mind.
And you know it's a Chevy. It doesn't have that round bubble look to it or anything like that. It's a real truck coming at you.
Yeah, I'm the Chevy man, big time.
See your super Chevy dealer today.
With the name Lincoln Town Car comes lofty expectations. One expects a roomy, comfortable interior, countless luxury amenities, and a smooth, quiet ride. But there is one thing you may not have expected. $5,000 cash back. Now, Lincoln Town Car meets your luxury expectations while exceeding your economic expectations. But as you might have expected, $5,000 cash back on Town Car won't last long. So see your Lincoln dealer today.
On the outskirts of town, there's a little antique store called Andy's where you can get some great deals. But if you visit, drive your GMC Sierra because Andy doesn't deliver, Sierra does, with the most powerful gas V8 in its class and the convenience of an available third door. Maybe that's why Sierra has such high resale value. With $12.50 option package savings on Sierra, you can afford the other fine things in life as well. GMC Sierra. See your Louisiana GMC dealers today.
Bo Bayman joins us now, and we were talking at 6 about the punt, pass, and kick guy, but that's coming up later in the show, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the end. That's all right. We'll start with a little baseball. Last night it was 11:40 p.m. before the World Series got over. Brian and Jackie are still mad at me for that. Tonight in Game 4, a Florida win could put a stranglehold on the Fall Classic. Let's take you to Cleveland and let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yes, snow in the World Series. But the Indians were red hot, melting that snow. That is Manny Ramirez with the home run, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the first. Still in the bottom of the first, Sandy Alomar going down and getting one. That would be a double to left center. That would score Matty Williams. And watch Williams with the slide on this one. This could be a big play because he hooks in there. He is safe 3-0. And then it's Jarrett Wright, the rookie, striking out Charles Johnson with the runner on second. More offense. Dave Justice grounds one to short. Edgar Renteria throwing that one away. Manny Ramirez comes all the way around to score. 4-zip Indians. Still more Cleveland. Tony Fernandez, the single to center field. That would score Matt Williams. 6-zip Indians. Finally, Florida gets on the board. Moises Alou, a 2-run shot off of Jarrett Wright. That made it 6-3, but Cleveland putting this one away late in the game. It's Matt Williams, and that one is gone. Just like that, this series is all tied up at 2 as the Indians win tonight, 10-3, your final score. A little college volleyball called in tonight. Hey, how about the Louisiana Tech Lady Techsters beating Centenary 15-4, 15-7, and 15-2. All right, here goes. Louisiana Tech beat Arkansas State by 28. USL beat Arkansas State by 3. Louisiana Tech beat NLU by 1. NLU plays USL. What does it all mean? Well, nothing. The game's in Lafayette, but for some Indians, it could be considered a home game.
It's an in-state rivalry game, and we're looking to play them tough, and we're looking for them to play us tough for that reason. And I got some friends that play there, so I'm looking forward to it.
This is a rivalry game for us. This is our 4th Louisiana school this year, and we'd like to be able to get this one and to have a winning record against Louisiana schools this year. We haven't played in quite a while, not since before I was here, and so we're looking forward to it.
It's pretty close to home, pretty close to where I'm from, off of Baton Rouge. So I'm going to have some relatives down, and it should be exciting.
Moving on, not too many people get the feeling of being a state champion, and even fewer do it when they're 11 years old. One Region 10 11-year-old is a state champion in punt, pass, and kick, and now he has his sights set on the Super Bowl. Meet 11-year-old Michael Guthrie, the Arkansas state champion in punt, pass, and kick.
It's really fun. It takes a lot of practice, and it's just fun getting out there and competing with other kids, see how good you are.
At the state competition, Michael threw for 35 yards, hit a 37-yard field goal, and had a 40-yard punt. But he had a little extra motivation. He wanted to win and give his dad a birthday present.
I kind of had that in my mind, and I was really determined to win on that day.
Although he's got a few more years to hone his skills, Michael one day hopes to play for the Wildcats here at El Dorado High.
I want to play for the Wildcats in college football.
After Michael was warmed up, I put him to the test. He beat me in the field goal. I told you. He punted better than I could. And finally, I got him on the throw. Next up for Michael is the regional competition at Memphis during an Oilers game.
I will kick and punt in the pregame show, and I will pass at halftime.
If he wins in Memphis, he'll go to the AFC Championship game with a shot to go to the national finals at the Super Bowl. But if football doesn't work out down the road...
I don't know about going to the NFL or not. I want to be a doctor.
Hey, that's pretty good. And if he doesn't make the NFL, he's going to be a doctor.
Smart kid.
You betcha.
Thanks.
Up next in the Health Beat, a new drug is out that combats strokes. Problem is, not that many people know about it.
And if you want something for free, we've got it for you. A free cell phone call to Region 10 News. When you see something we need to know about, all you have to do is dial *10.
The KTVE Region 10 Fish and Game Forecast is brought to you by Teague Chevrolet Olds Toyota in El Dorado.
You're buying a car. You know exactly which cars you want and which cars you don't want. But there are still cars out there that you don't know that you do want. Recently, Oldsmobile has come out with so many new models, they might not be on your list yet. They should be. So before you buy, find out all you can. Come to Oldsmobile's 100th anniversary premiere and drive them. Find out.
If Walmart's involved, you know it's a great deal.
This is the Walmart MasterCard from Chase.
The low fixed rate, that's very important. Fixed rate, that's the key. And there's no annual fee, which is wonderful.
If you like one, call 1-800-858-3100.
Fixed rate, no annual fees, no gimmicks.
That's 1-800-858-3100.
I think this will be the only card I'll use.
And you can use it anywhere they accept MasterCard.
Low interest rate, no annual fee. This is a great card.
Call today for your low interest rate Walmart MasterCard from Chase.
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, take advantage of the Hickson Hopkins Autoplex 36-hour blowout with discounts on every vehicle in stock. Own any of these 97s with just $9.95 down. That's right, just $9.95 down. This 97 Ranger XLT, $9.95 down, just $199 a month. The 97 Taurus, $9.95 down, just $264 a month. Or this 97 Escort 4-door, $9.95 down and $199 a month. Come by North Louisiana's largest dealership this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Hickson Hopkins Autoplex, 1201 Louisville Avenue, Monroe.
If you want to know when the fishing will be hot, turn to KTVE Region 10 News for the Fish and Game Forecast. Sponsored by Teague Chevrolet Olds Toyota in El Dorado.
NLU basketball is just around the corner. Get your season tickets by calling 342-NLU-1.
Tonight's Region 10 Health Beat is brought to you exclusively by Glenwood Regional Medical Center. Healthcare for life.
Neurologists across the country are waging an educational campaign against strokes. The reason, a drug called TPA that may be able to stop major damage, even save your life.
Problem is, it must be used within hours after a stroke, and many folks still don't know it's out there. Kara Finstrom has a story.
Okay, because this information is going to be on the quiz next time.
A few months ago, high school teacher Ann Crotty wasn't sure she'd ever be returning to the classroom.
My whole left side was numb. My left arm, my left leg, my face was droopy.
She was confused. Words were not coming well to her, and she was clearly at risk for significant disablement.
Dr. Stephen Putman says Ann was suffering a stroke. In the ER, she was given TPA, a newly FDA-approved clot buster, which helped her body return to normal within 24 hours. An amazing advance that Putman says may be about to get even better. Within weeks, he'll start trial for a new drug called Fiblast that would complement TPA.
A medicine which may protect the brain and allow us some time to provide treatment.
In the past, doctors help patients like Ann rebuild after a stroke. TPA is giving them a way to stop the damage. Ann Crotty had a clot right about here in this artery in her brain. What the TPA did was actually blast right through it, so that when doctors took a picture the following day, the clot was gone.
You allow the blood to return to the area of brain that has been deprived of the bleeding. Those brain cells did not die out. They were temporarily injured, but they came back.
Not all patients are candidates for TPA, and many don't do as well as Ann. But with all strokes, Putman says get to the hospital immediately. TPA can only be used during the first 3 hours after a stroke. Ann doesn't believe she'd be teaching today if her family hadn't acted quickly.
And then by the next day, there was just very little residual effect. And it was really something. It was really something.
Kara Finstrom, NBC News.
Time for our last look at weather tonight, Tom.
Okay, we've got a 7-day forecast for you that kind of take you on a roller coaster ride. We've got showers and thunderstorms possible over about the next 3 days, although most of tomorrow should be rather nice, although we'll see some increasing clouds. We'll start off the day rather cool, warm up into the mid-70s, pretty much the same for Friday, although we'll start off the day much, much warmer. Then a cool front comes through Saturday, and that will clear us out and also cool us down once again, but a warming trend begins about this time next week.
Get up early tomorrow morning and tune in to Region 10 today at 6 o'clock for all your latest news and weather.
We'll be back with you tomorrow evening, and here's what we will have new for you. Most of us have heard of El Nino and how the West Coast is getting ready for high water, but what does that mean for Region 10? We'll tell you about that tomorrow.
And we'll show you some people in another kind of water. They're in hot water. They're wanted by police, and we'll tell you how you can help find them. That's in this week's Most Wanted. Those stories and more are tomorrow on Region 10 News.
And finally tonight, do you get bored pumping gas at the local service station?
In one area, there's a new diversion to liven up those few minutes you're forced to wait. Roberta Romero reports.
It takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to pump gasoline, and there's not much to do other than watch the numbers roll by. Until now.
Well, natural selection is down to 7 beneath the royal court. They're princesses in media training.
The Mr. Clean Superstop BP in Linwood is offering TV to its customers. Just put the pump into the tank, squeeze the handle, and you've got national news.
It was a challenge for the film's young stars.
One customer heard about the TV sets from a friend, so he made a special trip to this station just to check it out.
I like it. It's pretty cool. You got something to watch while you're pumping your gas.
But not everyone is impressed. Some customers don't like it and won't watch it.
I think it's kind of a distraction. And it's interesting, but I don't watch it.
Wishing that I could turn that one off and have a little peace and quiet while I'm filling my car with gasoline.
The choice of what you see is limited to news, sports, weather, and cartoons. Eventually, the station will add its own commercials to advertise their state-of-the-art car wash and fast food restaurants inside the station.
I don't know if it'll necessarily increase business, but I think it is interesting, and people like to come in and check it out because they've heard about it.
The TV pumps are popping up all over Western Washington. In North Bend, you can go to Ken's BP station or the Mount Si Texaco for your gas and TV fix. These mini TV sets aren't cheap. It costs $25,000 to put them into the pumps, but the owners say if it keeps the customers coming in, they're well worth it. Roberta Romero for NBC News.
Wow, at least you'll be informed.
Yeah, can we get Region 10 News put on those?
We should try.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have tonight.
Stay tuned for The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Region 10 News has been brought to you by Glenwood Regional Medical Center. We know you have a choice. Thanks for choosing KTVE Region 10 News.
Excuse me, sir, but are you driving a